Finally, Spooky Pinball has dropped the newest game on us, or at least somewhat dropped the newest game on us, as they just released a teaser trailer just about an hour ago or so right now. And you guys can find that on YouTube. I'm not going to play it here right now for the teaser or anything like that, because it's only about 30 seconds long. But in case you've been living under a rock, it is Halloween. It turns out anybody that's speculating it was Halloween, that's what it was. Of course, if you guys have heard, obviously there's been people that were speculating on Evil Dead. There's people speculating on what else could there be, Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th. Then of course Halloween was another popular guess from it. Now Evil Dead would have been awesome, but I think Halloween is just as cool, if not cooler, in my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's just what I think. But yeah, let's go through this a little bit. Now, from what I understand, I'm thinking, just looking at this, okay, there's been people going back and forth. Which Halloween are they doing? What could it be? But when I see this right here, it says a Compass International Pictures release. Now that indicates the original Halloween. And pretty much to my knowledge, and of course the internet is never wrong, but to my knowledge, I believe the newest Halloween coming out is put out by Universal Pictures or Miramax or somebody like that. Because there's obviously newer Halloweens that are coming out with Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her character. And I think the sequel comes out here pretty soon to the Halloween that came out like I don't know, what was it, like 2 years ago or so. So they're kind of going through a bunch of movies again. And I know that there's another movie coming out next year that basically should wrap up the entire series, at least as we know it. Because of course we know these things never die. But all indications show, based off this photo right here, I would have to guess that they are just doing the original Halloween. Now, I would also have to make the assumption that if they're just doing the original Halloween and they've dealt directly with Compass International Pictures, that most likely they have some pretty hefty duty assets, if not everything. I would be very surprised if they didn't. I'd be very surprised. But just going through the comments here, and this is really great seeing from Spooky right here. They say, "We promise you this. It's the most fully loaded, fun, smooth shooting, completely unique game in Spooky history. We love that we're finally getting you a true horror-based game, just as our company name suggests. We love this stuff. We took our time, listened to what you could do better, or what we could do better, and you'll see that all together soon. Thanks everyone. Stay spooky." So that's really awesome. They're definitely indicating that any of the feedback that they have gotten from previous games, that they are indeed listening to. Now, there was I guess a picture that they put out about a week ago or so now of the underside of the playfield, and we won't go over that right now, but you can kind of look around different places. I know Carrie Hardy put out a video on it, kind of analyzing what it's going to be, and it is a very unique layout, or potentially unique layout. And when I saw the 3D cast of it on top, or somebody put out some type of 3D photo, I was a little bit worried seeing it, and I'm still slightly worried, but at the same time, I haven't got a chance to see it yet, and I'm actually really excited to be able to see what this entails. Now, of course, every manufacturer will definitely build up their game, and rightfully so, but seeing that Spooky Pinball is getting to do a full-on horror theme with Halloween compared to everything else that they've done in the past, I really do believe that this is going to be a game that they just put all their eggs in this basket. And it's really the big payoff from just the past couple of years, or basically the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years, when they started off as a small company and then they just kept building and getting the goodwill of the people. And I think we'll see that with some of the comments down below as, let's see what we got here. You've got the Pinverse in a frenzy. This is great news. Let's see. What's the production number going to be on this one? How soon can we pay our deposit? Take my money. And we will talk about that here in just a few. Let's see what else we got. I'm sure it'll be a killer game. Personally, I'm a bit bummed it's not Evil Dead, since that's my favorite franchise. Maybe in the future, but congrats to you. Can't wait to see the game. And that's kind of the, I think that's going to be some of the fans or some of the pinball people out there. That's going to kind of be their general thoughts, because everybody loves Evil Dead. And I think a lot of people were really hoping it would be Evil Dead, but I do believe there's going to be a lot of Halloween fans out there also. Let's see. Matthew says, initially disappointed, but the possibilities for this are much broader. Violence, gore, and legit jump scares. I'm excited to hopefully be able to order a CE. So yeah, there you go. We went from disappointment to hopefully ordering a CE within an hour. Such is pinball. Such as pinball. That's pinball in a nutshell right there. Let's see. Yep, definitely in. Way to go, Team Spooky. And no pictures of the game. I feel so unsatisfied. Hey, they'll come. They will come. Let's see. Yes, John Carpenter, this rules. So yeah, it's all obviously, I think people are going to be very excited about this. Now, from my understanding, I've heard that there's going to be at least 1,000 units. I don't have that confirmed, so don't take that this is official or anything like that. It could be official already. Somebody might have already announced it by the time I get this video up, but that's what I had heard. Now, the previous game that they just put out with Rick and Morty, that had 750 total units. And what Spooky Pinball's doing is very unique to the pinball industry, at least as it is today. And I, for one, I think it's a genius way to do this, that they're going to put out 3 different levels, which is a standard edition, Bloodsucker edition, and the collector's edition. Now, originally, of course, we all thought Bloodsucker edition was the main one, but then they added on the collector's edition. And what's really unique about all of this is that they will still just have a fixed amount of games that they are putting out. So anybody that's not familiar with how they do this, when you order your game, whether it's standard, Bloodsucker, or collector's edition, it's going to still stay within that 1,000 orders. It'll just change. It's like a sliding scale depending on how many people want to order the CE version or the BSE version or the standard edition version. That's kind of how this will go. And I think these games, they sound like they're going to be loaded for pinball, especially when you get from the Bloodsucker down to the collector's edition. Now, the standard edition, it's going to be $1,000 initial payment, $6,995 for game price, no add-ons, but built to last. So I guess there's you a good thing right there. But the standard editions, what is really cool about this as well, and well, it's not cool for you standard edition people, but what is really cool about this is that they intend on building the collector's editions first, and then the Bloodsuckers, and then the standard. So if you order top of the line, you'll be at the front of the line, but still, I think a lot of people will go in with the collector's edition, especially when we go over what all this entails. And you still might be a few months, maybe even a year out. I don't know what their production or their manufacturing capabilities are nowadays since they did their expansion just a few months ago, but I feel like this could go a lot smoother. I don't know if a lot smoother would be the word, a lot more efficient than even what Rick and Morty did. And they still hit all their goals with Rick and Morty. So they still worked at an extreme efficiency, even with COVID out. So the Bloodsucker edition, it'll be a $1,500 initial payment, below $8,000 total. Let's see, like it says, built before standards, clear plastic protectors, interior graphics, knocker and shaker, that's cool. Interactive RGB speaker kit, very cool as well. Powder coat, speaker grills, target decals, powder coated bill acceptor door. I think that's pretty cool as well. I know there's a lot of people, especially with Jersey Jack, or that's fans of Jersey Jack, they always want their coin door powder coated. So this is the way that I'm interpreting it, that when they say bill acceptor door, that pretty much it'll have a bill acceptor, but maybe that coin door will be powder coated as well. If I'm getting that wrong, somebody correct me, but that's the way I'm interpreting this. Then of course, a Bloodsucker edition plaque and flipper button protective armor. So this is where it gets pretty dope right here. The collector's edition will require a $2,000 initial down payment, but you can get a collector's edition for below $9,000. They're top of the line for below $9,000. Now, of course, if you do the clear coated butter cabinet, which is an add-on for Bloodsucker and collector's editions, you can go up another $1,000 basically on that. But the fact still stands that you can get a collector's edition for below $9,000. And with prices just skyrocketing left and right in the pinball industry, this is pretty awesome. And I think this will lead to a high level win for Spooky Pinball. I really do. So these collector's editions are going to be built first. Again, a win right there. You get in, you might get it your game fairly early. Colored plastic protectors, interior graphics, knocker and shaker installed, interactive RGB speaker kit, custom powder coated speaker grill, target decals, let's see, bill acceptor, and then more powder coat. Then the custom laser cut side rails. That's pretty sweet as well. Of course, you got your numbered plaque. Let's see. And this is pretty cool. Okay. So these next 3 things are really cool to me, especially the first 2 things right here. It'll come with a custom interactive license topper. Now, they were on record with one of their videos on YouTube saying that this topper is legit. It's a topper that they feel like will blow people away. So I'm very curious to see what it looks like. Now, of course, the Rick and Morty topper was cool. It was added on, but I know it kind of had a lukewarm response. And I feel like Spooky Pinball is going to want to put something out that just destroys that. So I'm pretty excited to see that as well. This right here, I'm really excited to see, is a custom sculpted shooter rod. Now, it doesn't sound like much, but for me personally, because I've bought a few LEs from Stern before, I like to see the shooter rod be slightly different than what it is on the Pro. I don't want just the normal shooter rod. Now, I don't need something that's just crazy out of control, but to me, it's really cool that they are basically making a huge pinball machine that it just has all the bells and whistles on it, and they're paying attention to that type of detail. You know, that's a level of detail that as a pinball fan, I can really appreciate. And I think the people that will invest, or I say invest, will buy this game will really appreciate as well. And then right here, they say that they have an additional licensed decorative toy. And that kind of goes with what they've initially talked about before, that they prefer to add on different things under the glass that don't necessarily change up the play field or anything like that. They like the playfield to be the same from the standard edition all the way up through the collector's edition. So that's something that they do a little bit different, because obviously with Jersey Jack and with Stern, their pros or their standards have a little bit different playfield or some different stuff than compared to like a premium or an LE model or a collector's edition model. So that's really something that's unique and different. And I'm excited to see it. I really am. And hopefully we'll get a full gameplay trailer here shortly. I don't know if I'd anticipate it today, but by the end of the week, it would not shock me at all. Now, the question will be, will this sell out? And me personally, from all indications that I've seen, looking at YouTube, seeing how their videos are hitting, seeing how people are really paying attention, honestly, and the goodwill of people, I honestly do believe that this will sell out. I think that there's enough horror fans out there that want to see pinball. I think there's enough people out there that are actually into the Halloween series that when they see something like this, it'll be I must get it. And I mean, you don't need thousands of people out there to be like that, because pinball already has a built-in, or Spooky Pinball already has a built-in fan base anyways. They already have a bunch of goodwill towards the people that just bought Rick and Morty and might not have even heard about the show. And now you're dealing with Halloween that pretty much about 95% of people that are into pinball are probably aware of. I think the brand awareness of this particular theme is high end. So I would be very surprised if it doesn't sell out. And I believe it will sell out. Now, I don't know if it'll be a day one sellout. I don't know that, but I would be very surprised if they don't sell out within the week or so, or within the time frame that they dictate that they need to sell all their units. I'd be very surprised if they don't do that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Are you happy about this theme? Are you wishing it was something different? Are you excited? I'm sure most of us are. I, for one, look forward to seeing it. Again, a little worried about what I saw with the 3D render of what the playfield could potentially look like on top. But again, it's just, you don't know until you see the art, until you see the shots, until you see what it could actually be. Might be pretty dope. So I'm still excited to see it. Can't wait. And yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you guys soon. Later, guys.